It's Tuesday, December 5th. I don't know if this is our first one in December. We did Thursday, so Monday. Yeah, I think this might be the first one in December. That's exciting. Told you that I like December. You know that. All right, I'm gonna add Doug in here. We'll see how he's doing. Hopefully, all recovered from his sickness, and we'll chat holiday preparations and things like that. You'll notice I'm not wearing a hat, and my hair is cut all to the same length. I'm fixed. By the same hand that caused the problem, the haircut has been fixed. I just had to go really short. So now, yesterday someone said it looked like a prison look. So what are you gonna do? All right, adding Doug on Instagram. Here he is.
I would give you I would marine more than prison look myself.
Okay. Well, someone suggested that. Someone said that high and tight I should do.
Yeah, high and tight, exactly.
I don't even know what exactly high and tight is, but it's pretty tight. I know that much.
I kind of see you said it all is the same length, but I see a little bit of the splotchiness there at the.
Oh, in the bad spot, still a little light.
Yeah,
I guess
maybe.
That could be.
Well. Hey Matt, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
Oh, I feel so good.
I
feel so good.
Good.
It feels good that we're all pretty much healthy. I still have this lingering cough 2 weeks later.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel fine, energetic,
okay,
good mood, ready to go.
Good, wonderful. All right, Britter says good morning. Allie, Sarah Slemp is here. It looks like people not all here just yet, but that's okay. There's Mr. Jeffrey. You do any holiday? You did your holiday stuff. You did your Black Mountain local town traditions, right?
That's
How'd
right.
Those things go?
They went wonderful, Matt. It's nice to get in the holiday spirit a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We had our Holly Jolly, which is kind of just like local vendors and shop owners, and Santa comes out. There's music and carolers and all that stuff. And then the Christmas parade, which, you got to love a good Christmas parade. Nothing like throwing out candy to a bunch of happy boys and girls.
Right. Right. Especially as you mingled with the commoners a little bit, showed them that you're above them by
shake some hands, kiss some babies.
Yeah,
exactly. Right.
Were you there? Were you able to enjoy the things, or were you there more in like an oversight role? Did you feel like you were kind of there to make sure everything was good?
No, there's no oversight happening. I was towards the front of the parade, which meant that when I was done, I went and joined my family and watched the end of the parade.
Okay.
So yeah, no, it was no oversight. Very, very much enjoyment. I brought a Bluetooth speaker in the back of the golf cart, pumping out Christmas carols and tunes, and Eliza was with me, handing out candy. It was great.
Good. Glad to hear it. We got our tree on Sunday. Went to Whole Foods. Long gone is the tradition of going to chop down a tree or anything like that. Even go to a farm to get an already chopped down tree. Those days are done. I think those things must be struggling. If
you're never coming back, what do you mean? What done for you and the family, or?
Yeah, I mean before we had kids, we did it a few times, but took the dog out. Clark Griswold deal.
Made a day out of it.
Yeah, and then once you have kids, like we're not doing that. We're not spending a whole day doing that, dealing with people complaining about stuff. No. So Whole Foods now $70, which is expensive, but we got a big tree for that price. So
$70. That's pretty good. That's not too bad.
I mean, right. It's expensive compared to the old days, but you're right. It's really not that bad.
We paid $90. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm pretty happy with that.
The thing with the cutting down on the Christmas tree, I like that tradition a lot. We used to do it. We have pretty much stopped doing it since kids as well. I like the tradition. I grew up doing it. I think it used to be a whole lot cheaper. Like it was kind of like this way to get a much cheaper tree. You got to pick from a whole bunch of more trees, and now it's like it's just so like regimented. You got to pick from this little area.
Right.
They cut it down for you. You flag it or whatever. And they bring this all and cut it. I don't know. It's just not as fun as it used to be.
Yeah, I get that. I told Anna about that thing you said about how you can rent a tree now in a pot and just keep it. Isn't there like an enormous root system for trees like that? Like a big Christmas tree, doesn't that have just like many, many feet of roots?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, it must not be because they have them in sizable tree container things.
Well, that's good business. I'd like to invest in some of those.
There you go. There you go.
All right. What else? Anything else for the holidays? Any movies? Any cooking? Anything good like that yet? Oh yeah.
We watched our first 2 Christmas movies over the weekend.
All right. Which ones?
We watched The Best Christmas Ever, which was the one that everyone said not to bother watching.
Right.
Yep.
Was it as bad as everyone said?
Here's the thing. Christmas movies are generally really bad, right?
Yeah, they're supposed to be kind of bad.
And I actually, until the last 20 minutes when things just really went off the rails, I thought it was just a typical bad Christmas movie. I kind of enjoyed it. So, people who said they couldn't get through the first 20 minutes, I don't know, it was fine by me. Though it really went off the rails at the end, but up until then, I found it quite enjoyable. And then yesterday we watched Family Switch Family
I
Switch.
Heard about that one. Yep.
Where it's basically the Freaky Friday or 13 going on 30. This has been done about 15 times, I think.
Right. Yep.
Where the kids and the parents switch.
Yep. This time everyone switched, right? Even animals?
Even the dog and the baby switch. Yeah. Which is kind of funny. But it was so predictable. It has some big names. It has some big names in that movie. It was so predictable that I actually found myself getting agitated. Like it was like making me annoyed.
Yeah, I can imagine that. What was the cause behind all the switching? Like in Christmas, like what was the source of the magic?
Well, they had lost the family Christmas spirit. They were all bickering and couldn't.
Okay.
And didn't understand each other.
Higher power did it to correct them.
There was a universal alignment or planetary alignment or something, and they were looking through a telescope and fighting about stuff. But Emma Myers is in it. Jennifer Gardner, the guy from Office, Ed Helms.
Oh yeah, I like him.
So it's got some bigger names, but
okay.
And it's definitely a better movie than the other one, The Best Christmas Ever. But man, it just made my blood boil a couple times. It was so predictable.
All right, I don't know if I watched that one then. We watched Genie, which is on Peacock. It's like their new one they made. I don't know if they've made multiple or if they often make things, but they made this one, and it's a genie comes out of a little jewelry box thing at Christmas time when this one guy, his life is falling apart. His wife has left him. He lost his job. All the time. He gets this genie. And the genie's pretty funny. It's a lot like Elf, actually. The character, she's from like 11 years ago. That was the last time she was out of the box. So so it's basically a time travel movie as well, which I wasn't expecting. Didn't realize that. But
you love a good time travel.
I do. Yeah. Watched Night Before Christmas with a K, and Night Before Christmas. I watched that one already because good time travel, good jokes. So it was like that. I enjoyed Genie. I would recommend that one. Get a Peacock subscription. Get Genie.
All right, there you go. First.
Good.
Hey Matt, we've gone kind of viral, which by our standards, we had the last couple of videos have done well, which
on YouTube.
On YouTube.
Yep.
Last couple of these episodes, which leads me to 2 things. One, remind everybody to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We don't do that enough. That
might be why, by the way, that these got traction because we've done this thing for a year. We didn't really focus much on getting people to like the videos, and most of them get 200 views over a few days. But we got one up to 800 right away. So I think it's because at the end of the show, we said, hey, everyone, go please like this video. So please just keep that up. Keep liking stuff.
Do it. Just keep really liking it. Keep commenting. All that stuff's important. And then 2, someone asked if this is the Soy Boy Show, and I actually think that's a better name than Plant-Based Morning Show. Yeah. I kind of think we should rebrand it.
I don't think so. I don't like that Soy Boy name. That makes me feel wimpy.
I'm a proud soy boy. You gotta reframe it, Matt. You gotta take it. You gotta own it. You gotta reframe it.
I don't think so. Soy, people don't like soy. They hear soy, they think I don't want that plant-based diet full of soy.
I know. That's why we got to change their mindset.
No, well, we don't. It's not full of soy. It's full of all kinds of beans and things. So we need like the Bean Boys or something. That would be fun.
Bean Boy. I could be Bean Boy. I'm down with Bean Boy too.
Yeah. Good. Mr. Jeffrey thinking it was the haircut stuff. They wanted to see the hair update each day.
Yes.
That was why. So maybe that's what it was. Yeah. Anyway.
I also learned because of the hair update that no one on our team is watching the show with any regularity.
Because they would have known. Right. Good point. Yeah. Didn't think about that. All right. That's okay. So, I mean, typical, not a whole lot of new stuff, but there are kind of 2 well, one big thing, which is all over the news. And then we got a little gift guide, which we may get to. Gift guides sometimes are more fun on like a Thursday, but we'll just see how it goes. Weather report is our shortest in recent history, has just one item on it. But it's kind of an exciting one. And that, oh man, Sound Machine.
Come on.
It's just good. I mean, I shouldn't even be surprised. I'm really not surprised anymore when it doesn't work. But anyway, here we go. Impossible Foods has announced the latest addition to their product lineup, and that is Impossible Beef Hot Dogs. They'll be previewing them at a pop-up in NYC this month, and then 2024 we'll bring it out into retail and food service. So you'll be able to get Impossible Beef Hot Dogs at home. The pop-up thing will be Midtown Manhattan, and it is 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and they're free. You just show up there among the New Yorkers, get yourself a nice dog, celebrate Christmas, maybe go skating in, where do they skate? Rockefeller Center, is that what that is?
Yeah, that's right.
Go do that, catch the Rockettes maybe, and get yourself an Impossible hot dog. And they're going to reveal on Instagram where it actually is. So yeah, I mean, this is kind of good, I guess. You know what's weird to me? The beef hot dogs. Like only since I became an adult, and even later than that, did I even like realize a beef hot dog is like different from a regular hot dog. I thought all beef hot dog just meant like that's a good hot dog. But then of course, hot dogs are not beef. They're pork usually.
They're pork,
so
right?
A beef hot dog, it still just tastes the same as a regular hot dog, right?
I don't know if I've ever had a beef hot dog actually.
I think you have. without realizing it, because they're just, to me, they're like interchangeable. Like you just it was just not even a thing to know that your hot dog was.
Why is it a thing? Is it just because people like beef more than pork?
I think associate higher quality somehow with the beef over the pork, but I don't know if they should, and I don't know if beef is any less. I mean, it might be the opposite. Right? Pork could, in theory, be more healthy than beef.
Yeah.
Is pork considered red meat? Not really, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
and the other white meat,
right? But it basically is. I mean, it comes from a mammal.
But is a beef hot dog? Because I think of hot dogs, and I don't know. This might be totally inaccurate. I'm not sure, but I think of hot dogs as kind of being like a lot of the scrap meat.
Yeah, right. And maybe the beef one isn't.
Yeah, I wonder if the beef one is the same, or is it?
Yeah, maybe there's that association. Really. Maybe people assume that beef is just better. Anyway, to me, it's like slightly weird that that's their branding, that they're going for beef hot dogs, right? Like a beef hot dog is already removed from a regular hot dog, and now you're removing it further by making it Impossible Beef. So we're saying it's Impossible Beef and it's a hot dog. It's kind of very far from those things, right? It's just it's impossible. I'm surprised they didn't just make Impossible hot dogs. Doesn't make me any less likely to try it, but I don't know. I just don't get it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so what I like, I guess it's the Beyond sausages. I think that's their best product, right? So if Impossible can make a hot dog that tastes good and is a little bit, meatier than like your, who makes those hot dogs that are just standard?
Yeah. A Light Life maybe, or.
Yeah, Light Life dogs. If something a little heftier than that, then I'd be happy about that.
Okay, how can they call it Impossible Beef hot dog? Right, we talk about this consumer confusion thing. I mean, if you call your thing a beef hot dog made by Impossible, it's completely confusing, right? Like, because most people don't know these brands. Don't forget, like 90% of people aren't even familiar with these brands at all, even though to us they're household names. So I don't understand how they're named it this, because they don't call their stuff Impossible Chicken, do they? Or like Impossible Meat? Well, I guess it's Beyond Meat. But Beyond, well, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Curious people think about this. It just seems like, why can they do this? And isn't that confusing? I mean, if I was a beef producer, I would say that's not fair. Like, it really isn't. It's tricking.
Wow, Matt, on the side of the beef producers.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't call a product with something it isn't, so I don't know. It seems confusing to the consumer to me. Unfair competition.
They call it Impossible Beef made from plants. That's not the hot dogs. That's their like ground beef.
Okay.
Beef and beef light.
Okay, I didn't even know they were using the term beef on their stuff.
And then Impossible Chicken with CHICKEN made from plants.
Okay, so they're already doing this. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that. I should say.
Meatballs, MEAT balls. I mean, yeah.
And it's funny, all these news reports about different countries banning this labeling and stuff. We haven't like no one's saying this is a problem. I don't know. Surprising to me.
There you go. Maybe it's not a problem.
Maybe not. More power to them.
Um,
Will you try these? Of course you will.
Yeah.
You're all into this. They're making this for you, basically.
I mean, maybe so. Yeah. They haven't reached out to me about it, but I'm sure I was the consumer that they had in mind.
Probably. All right. Garuda Legends says Garuda Legends is omnivore, I believe. They said I have had an all beef hot dog before. I did not like it because it was too greasy.
Ah, there you go.
So maybe they're not as common or interchangeable as I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Phyllis Hauser points out some religions and cultures don't eat pork, so maybe they made it to be more inclusive.
Yeah, that's true. The pork dog. I mean, but it wouldn't, or a beef dog. Like that's probably beef dogs in general are, and originally possibly made to be more inclusive.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll be eager to try this because I haven't found a plant-based hot dog that's really that good. They're all okay. They sort of taste like nothing and sit between the two buns and fine. But something that tastes like something
this is kind of an odd time to roll out a hot dog. People aren't really buying much hot dogs right now.
Yeah, I mean they're not coming out till 2024, so I don't know when.
Early 2024. It's like a summer food though.
Maybe springtime, baseball season, go preseason MLB games in, get a hot dog.
Okay.
I could see that happening. Spring training is what I think they call it.
Mm-hmm. So big downvotes for the Soy Boy show. So I guess I'm alone on this one.
They don't like the name. Phyllis does not like the name.
Phyllis gives it a downvote. Kate Rivercat agrees.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna be proud of that. Not a good name. Okay. So there you go. There's your very short weather report. And let's jump into the big news. Every now and then there's one of these stories that's just all over the feed when I do my research. And this is one of those. This is not new. It came out, I think, on Friday. Or it's sort of new, but not that new. And the story here is that they did a study on plant-based twins versus their counterpart, omnivore twin. That's what I heard it pitched as. It's actually not quite that. It's not that they took people who had been plant-based for a long time and compared them to how they had fared relative to their twin who was not plant-based. They just took twins who ate whatever diet.
Identical twins.
Identical twins, yes. Mm-hmm. Are they mostly? Not all?
No.
That's interesting. Why would they have not all? It just seems weird. But anyway, so they took twins. They just ate regular diets. They had to be free of heart disease, I believe. And I mean, of like actual, heart event disease. I think everyone has some amount of heart disease, it seems. And they put them on different diets for 8 weeks. This is Christopher Gardner, the guy who did the Beyond Meat, the famous swap meat study, which gets quoted all the time, came out in favor of Beyond Meat relative to regular meat. Unfortunately, it was funded by Beyond Meat. And on the Rich Roll podcast, he talked a lot about it and he defended it. He said it was known that if it came out not in favor of Beyond Meat, they were still going to publish this study results. And he doesn't accept funding unless that's the case. So, I do think he's a good scientist. It really appears that way to me. Listen to his episode on the Rich Roll podcast. His name's Christopher Gardner. He's a Stanford guy, and he's done some really interesting studies. He's also done the one where they looked at all the common popular diets, and I don't know how they exactly gauged what was popular and what wasn't, but he found what do they all have in common. And it turns out that, like, when you look at paleo, keto, plant-based, 10 others, Mediterranean, flexitarian, all these other things, what they have in common is some pretty actual basic good health advice. And it's like, eat more vegetables, eat less sugar, eat less refined grain. And there's one more that I can't think of, a fourth pillar, might be more fiber. But it was like basic good advice. Yeah, I can agree with that. And it's a nice thing to do, right? Look at what everyone can agree on is these handful of tenets. And I think it's pretty good way to get at the truth. So anyway, he designed this study. They put the twins on 8-week diets separately. One twin got the omnivorous, one twin got the vegan. It was like 4 weeks of getting meals delivered to them first. And he quotes in this Green Queen article where I read about it. If I can find the quote. I like this. He says, I'm really into equipoise. I don't know that word. Equipoise or balance in my studies. I don't have a wonderfully healthy vegan diet and a crap straw man diet to be knocked over. So what he means there is the omnivorous diet. It wasn't a bunch of junk, processed food, standard American stuff. It was actually healthy stuff. And he said healthier meat really than the people had been eating before even. So the omnivores upgraded the health of their diet for the most part by moving to the omnivore diet that was studied for those people who got it. And the vegan diet was also a healthy one. I didn't see too many details about what it was in it, but obviously no animal products, mostly whole foods. And so they compared them over 8 weeks. After the 4 weeks, they started cooking their own food. And the results, the big result, the headline result that all the news companies have picked up on is heart health. The average baseline cholesterol was 110.7 for vegans and 118 for the meat eaters at the beginning of the study. So I don't understand why the vegan group was already lower before the study even began. That makes me think maybe there were some vegans already on the diet. We'll have to go look at that. I don't know for sure. But anyway, when they went on this diet, the vegans had dropped to 95.5 from 110. The omnivores had dropped to 116 from 118. So relatively low improvement for omnivores, large improvement for the vegans. And he says, especially considering that these people were already kind of healthy to begin with, 110 average is kind of healthy to start. So to get down to 95 is a pretty big improvement when you're already there. Also, they showed an improvement, the vegan group, in fasting insulin levels. And that was an improvement, lost an average of 4.2 pounds, or maybe 4.2 pounds more than the omnivores. It's not totally clear in the Green Queen article. But anyway, positive outcomes over an 8-week period. So that's a good thing. So that's what people have grabbed onto, reported in the media. And I think for the most part, that's good. I got some concerns here, or some issues, I sort of think, with this. Like, I think it's not as big a deal as kind of people are making it out to be. But what do you think here, Doug? Any thoughts, or anyone in the audience?
First of all, quick correction. I said it wasn't identical twins, all identical twins. It was 22 pairs of identical twins, but they were pulled from a database that included fraternal and identical, which is why I got a little confused.
Okay. Gotcha.
So all identical. I think this is cool. I think, I think it's not definitive. The plant-based is always better, yada, yada. But I think it's an interesting way to look at how a diet can impact people with similar gene structures, and kind of see what happens. Obviously, even if you're an identical twin, your lifestyle is different, your stressors are different, your how you sleep is different, your family situation is different. Like, all that stuff is different, right? So it's not perfect, but I think it's an interesting look at what food can do. So I'm glad they did it, and of course I'm happy with the result.
Yeah, I mean, so like the reason they would do twins, of course, is not just that their genetics are the same, but also that their upbringing is largely the same, and therefore you get much more similar things, and that's why they say they can get away with this study being relatively small. It was only 22 pairs of people,
right?
But that means for each individual person in here who's going on the vegan diet, you have a control to compare to, and that's different from having a 22 people compared to 22 people. Like the control groups, each one is an individual comparison. So I think then you can achieve statistical significance more easily, even with a small sample size. I didn't look that closely at how they, the math behind it, but I think that makes sense. Garuda Legends points out a concern that I think is sort of mine too, or part of mine. They say the issue is the study's too short. It does not prove anything. It would have been better with a vegan diet versus hyper carnivore diet for a few months. I mean, hyper carnivore diet, I don't think is what would be that interesting to study, because that's still a pretty niche thing. And I don't, maybe I'm biased here. I know I'm biased here. But I don't think that's a decent contender for like healthy diet. Like you put that over a long period of time, those people, it's not gonna be healthy. They're not getting nutrients. And I don't care if you eat the same nutrient mix and you get it all from plants, it's just not healthy. You have to get micronutrients in your food to be healthy. That's my opinion. But longer term study, vegan versus omnivorous, healthy healthy omnivorous diet based on whole foods, Mediterranean style thing, perhaps flexitarian. I'd like to see that.
Yeah. Well, hold on. So two things. One is, I don't know that it has to be longer. Like, obviously, a long-term study would be good to show long-term results. But if in 8 weeks you can see that you can improve your these biomarkers, you can improve your numbers, then that's impactful, right? Like, so if someone is having an actual issue, coming off of a heart attack, coming off of, or has bad blood numbers, heart numbers, then like, if you switch this diet, that will help. Maybe there's medication involved as well, or whatever. Like, this is a quick way to make some adjustments to your health and see some results, and then you can kind of monitor it, and eat a little bit of meat here and there or whatever, move to a Mediterranean diet. But like, this is a good way to like have a shock to the system in a positive way.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think for the right person who sees this result or this headline, and it is, as I said, it is all over the news, so people will. It could be that motivation that says, "Hey, here's concretely something I can do that will make me get these results," or something like them. And I think that's a good thing. But if we're trying to say what's better, a plant-based diet or an omnivorous diet, this doesn't really tell us anything. This, like, we already knew that when you eat more fiber and more vegetables and less saturated fat, that your health improves. Like that's known. And that's what they did. And he says it right here in the study that's what happened. And that's why they had these improvements, because they did these things that are known to improve these health markers. So,
but
like,
even the omnivores did that too.
Even they did that, but not as much, right? So, like, obviously the plant-based ones are getting more of all those things, more fiber for sure, more vegetables for sure. And so, like, it's telling us that more of that stuff leads to better cholesterol numbers. And I kind of think people already knew that. The downsides of a plant-based diet, to me, the potential downsides are more chronic, right? And they mentioned that the B12 levels do go down in the study. The plant-based group's B12 dropped much more than the omnivorous group did, which you would expect. I don't think they were encouraged to supplement unless for a long period, because they, everyone stores B12 that will last you for a long time, usually more than 8 weeks. So that happened. But, like, what about muscle mass? We know that they lost weight, but muscle mass is also a really important thing. And I think people are concerned that when you stop eating as much protein, you're going to lose muscle mass. And I think that is a valid concern. And we don't get that. So I don't know if 8 weeks would have been long enough if they had actually measured that. Probably not much of that, because, well, I don't know. It would be hard to know if it's a regular sedentary lifestyle, if you just change your diet. But if someone isn't a fitness person, they might notice in 8 weeks what happens when they start taking in less protein. But I think in order to be fair to the omnivorous diet, I think a longer study would reveal perhaps some of the potential shortcomings of a plant-based diet if you're not supplementing, right? No mention of omega-3 levels or anything in here. That's another one that could be an issue. So I don't know. It almost seems like it was set up to make plant-based win. Like I said, it did what we knew that it would do. There's nothing really that surprising here, that when you eat more vegetables and more fiber and less saturated fat, your health improves.
Yeah. I mean, that's the problem with every study, though, right? Is like it kind of looks at a specific thing and not, it's hard to measure for everything.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to measure for long times and everything, for sure.
Hard to measure for long periods. It's hard to measure for, like, are they I mean, I guess really they're looking at cholesterol numbers. Maybe they were also looking at muscle mass. I'm not sure, but, like, account for every single nutrient. Are they testing for everything? Are they testing for? I mean, I guess you could do that. There's no reason why you couldn't look at all that. But.
You could, but you can't get long-term health outcomes from a short-term study. You can get markers that point to what might happen, like cholesterol, right? Points to more heart disease, but we don't know for sure that it necessarily would lead there for these people. Garuda Legends has corrected me on something, and I appreciate this. The carnivore diet is a diet of the hypercarnivore diet is a diet of 70% meat-based and 30% plant-based. You can get all your nutrients on this diet versus a vegan or carnivore diet. So that's actually one that would be more interesting to me than what I thought. I thought hypercarnivore meant pure carnivore, meaning, just all meat. But no, hyper for some reason here means some plants as well. So yeah, I'd be more interested in that than 100% meat-based diet being part of this. So yeah, I mean, I don't think there's too much more to say about it. I think it's cool. I love the twin idea and the fact that they were able to do this. I'd also like to see, like, and again, I don't know that much about, I'm a little confused now as to whether some of these people were vegan ahead of time, but I'd like to know what happens to vegan people, twins who happen to be vegan versus omnivores who happen to be vegan. And, like, let's say you have to have been it for, twins who happen to be vegan versus twins who happen to be omnivore. Let's make sure they've been that way for, 5 to 10 years. And then look at just where they have ended up. Now you get all kinds of correlation issues there. Maybe the people who went vegan did so because they were in some sort of privileged state to begin with or whatever. And that would, that would mess up your study a little bit. But it would add new information. I'd like to see that. And I'm sure it's already out there. Right? If you find these twins who happen to be, give you nutrition information, I don't know, we could learn something. So I think it's a cool idea.
Maybe you have an identical twin, you don't even know it. Maybe there's a Christmas story behind this. You find out you have an identical twin who just had a heart attack. You go meet them on Christmas. Fall in love with their wife. No.
Perfect. Love it.
There's something there.
Yeah, that wouldn't be the most far-fetched Christmas story that I've heard recently. There's a bunch. Okay, so there's that one. I guess let's jump into the gift guide, right? There's time, and
let's do
not
it.
too much more discussion on this thing.
I will pull it up too for our YouTube.
That would be great. Pull it up,
viewers.
Fantastic.
We got Twitch just work. Beef hot dogs are interesting. I think people want to associate with less icky mix smash ingredients hot dogs are known for. Also, Hebrew National is kosher, so I'm sure there's some religious aspect to that.
Okay, good. Helpful from Twitch. Okay, let's move on here to Veg News. Has got a good one for us. And I'm not that prepared. Here it is. It's from our friend Tanya Flink. I call her friend. I'm not sure. Tanya, reach out, get in touch with us. I still want to be friends. I just don't. I think maybe there's a little. Maybe the Veg News they don't want people associating. No, I shouldn't say that. I'm entirely speculating here, wrongly. We're probably not even a blip on their radar. That now and then we find their stuff and say, "Come on, Veg News, do better." But anyway, a lot of good stuff from them.
You can't even do a wish list without putting them down. No wonder. But we love Tanya.
We dug this weird hole. We dug this hole where like suddenly I feel like we're like must be on Veg News S list, and I know we're not because they publish that podcast article now and then. But I always feel like I don't know. I want to be honest and say when I don't like an article. So
yeah, you should be.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anyway, I still will go on record and say I love Veg News. 24 vegan gift ideas for the hard to shop for on your list. Hard to shop for person? Could that be an omission from the headline? I'm just wondering. For the hard to shop for on your list.
Yeah. Hard to shop for vegan on your list. 24 vegan ideas.
So maybe, well, no, it's a vegan. Yeah. Person. Unless these are like pet presents. But you could have vegan pets. So, okay. Anyway, it's a good gift guide though. A lot of these gift guides I don't like that much, not just from Veg News, from anybody, but this one's good. These are real things, and I'd like to have a lot of these gifts. By the way,
you know why it's a good gift guide?
What? Why?
Because we've recommended about half of it before. Yeah.
Are you not accusing Veg News?
No, I'm not accusing. No, I'm just saying that we had like in the first several. I was like, oh, that's a good idea. I had that idea a while ago on our gift guides. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of good gifts and gift guides, I don't think I mentioned this on the show. My mom, remember we did that like pre-Thanksgiving thing, and we said, hey, this could serve as the first gift guide of the year. And the first entry, or one of the early entries, was these pasta bowls. And I said, I've never used a pasta bowl. And you said, you got to have pasta bowls.
You got to have pasta bowls.
Well, these were like ceramic looking, different colors, earth tone things. My mom sent me them. They showed up at my door like 3 days later. And suddenly our family had these pasta bowls from that article after I said I wanted them. So they're nice. I like them.
Right?
I wouldn't say game changer for eating or anything like that. It's sort of the same. It's because my food doesn't bump up against the edge of the plate ever. Right? It's like my food is orderly and nice. It's not going to overflow.
You know what, Matt? I give it 6 months, and then Aaron's going to pull out a plate and serve your pasta on a plate, and you're going to be like, no, send it back. I want that pasta bowl.
Maybe.
For 6 months.
Okay.
You'll be a changed man.
All right, maybe. Open-minded. I hope that happens. All right, so that's proof that these gift guides can yield something good. And it's December 5th. We're 20 days away from Christmas. It's not too early to start thinking about this stuff, for sure. So here we go. Number 1 is knives. A sharp knife is a safer knife. That's true. But more important, a sharp knife is fun to cook with. And it actually, she says, turns chopping into a far less laborious experience. It just makes the experience pleasant and meditative, like it's supposed to be, when your knife actually works. She says here an 8 to 10 inch chef's knife, a serrated bread knife, and a 4 1/2 inch paring knife are all you need to perform most kitchen functions. I think that is very, very good advice. You do not need a whole knife set, and you'll spend 2 times as much as you need to getting a utility knife and a boning knife and whatever else there is. That is all you need. I think I could even do without the paring knife, honestly. Bread knife and a chef's knife, and I'd be good.
I love a good paring knife.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
you know what else? I got a hand-pounded cleaver from Japan.
What do you cleave with it?
I very rarely use it, but man, when I do, it is so fun.
Yeah, I'm sure. I bet it is.
It is so cool. I
Yeah.
got that as a gift many years ago.
Nice for like hacking apart a butternut squash or something, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, I know. That's right.
Hmm.
So I don't buy those anymore because they're too hard to chop up. But if I had a big cleaver like that, I guess I would. All right, so that's good. That's a great idea. Get someone one nice, really great chef's knife that costs like $200, and it's a fantastic gift, in my opinion. I mean,
Yep.
for $100, you can find a good one, but that's a great gift because it's like an art. It's like an art piece, right? It's a nice looking thing to have and use. All right, number 2, nano foamer. Special machines are expensive, but with the right tool, you can get close to that blissfully good microfoam. I guess I've never really used a good nano foamer, a real one. I've used the little battery powered. Well, this is battery powered, but basic thing.
Yeah.
But I guess a good one maybe is a good gift. You use these?
Not very often, but sometimes. I mean, we have a milk frother that we use for lattes.
Mm-hmm.
It is essentially that, but it's just a built-in thing that spins around and froths it.
Yeah. Right. This is like in a cup, right? You get a special thing with it. It looks like that you do your frothing in.
Yeah, this is cool.
This is serious. All right, this next gift, I actually had this Blue Bottle pour over kit. Aaron gave it to me. I think it was last Christmas. Could have been 2 Christmases ago, but I think it was last. This exact kit. You get a little carafe thing, beautiful little glass piece. You get the ceramic pour over top part. So you don't use that plastic stuff, right? You don't want plastic leaching into your coffee. So this is ceramic and nice. The problem with it, it comes with these proprietary size filters. And maybe they're I haven't looked around that much at what else can be a good substitute. But I ran out and I just didn't order them again because Blue Bottle is always expensive to ship stuff from there.
Do you endorse it though? I mean, I'm right now in the mindset of wanting to change up how I'm making my coffee.
Yes, I do. I must say I never really came to prefer it over Chemex. But Chemex is a different taste. It's just a different, right? It's a big, thick filter. You fold it in half a couple times. So it's going to make a cleaner cup of coffee. The Blue Bottle, this one, a regular pour over, is going to let more stuff through. And people like that. It's a different taste. I think you should have both, honestly. It's a good, different way to have. So I think it's good. Now, is it better than a cheap version of this that you can get? I really doubt it. I doubt, but it's nice to use. I mean, I doubt the coffee's any different than whatever the pour over kit you can find at the grocery store is. But it's not, it's nice to have these heavy glass pieces and stuff and use them. So that's a good gift. In fact, I think I recommended it to a friend who asked me for a gift idea the other year. All right, number 4. We've done this one before on a Veg News list, I think. Ruby cooking class. No link here to a Veg News affiliate, partner program, which sometimes they have. Although I guess there's a button. Who knows where that goes? No, that's just straight up ruby.com/membership. Anyway, it's a cooking class. If you got a friend who wants to cook,
no, it's not.
Not what, affiliate link?
It is an affiliate link.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, we do it sometimes. All right, Ruby cooking class. Ruby has a lot of plant-based stuff. They're not all plant-based, I don't think. Let me confirm that. But they do offer a lot of plant-based stuff. And that's a pretty unique thing among cooking classes. So this is a nice gift. I really think, like, when you got someone who doesn't want more stuff, but they like learning, just say, hey, I rolled you or gave you a thing to do a cooking thing, and now you can, go to culinary school, basically. Pretty good. That's a nice little gift. Requires serious time commitment on their part, but I like it.
Yep.
All right, number 5, Hera the dog. That's Hera, like the Greek goddess Hera. Hera the dog cocktail kit. Mixology. From booze to the garnish to the shaker, these comprehensive vegan boxes have it all. Okay, so now these are probably all affiliate links, which is fine. That's what gift guides. That's what people do. Gift guides, honestly, a lot of them, because a chance to make some money on referring sales. So I don't know if this is that or not, but anyway, it's a subscription. It's a box, I guess, and I didn't know you could ship booze like this.
It's I think it's non-alcoholic booze.
Oh
no, I don't know why I thought that, but it's not.
Yeah, I mean that wouldn't be any good. No one wants that.
I'm totally wrong. I don't know why I assumed that, but
yeah. I mean that'd be cool. I'd take that even as a non-cocktail drinker if you gave me a little kit like that. All All right, next one. Global Grub DIY culinary kits. Things like rolling sushi, the cooking projects, basically. The sushi kit, for example, will give you a rolling mat, sushi rice, nori. You're getting a bunch of stuff. That's kind of good. You don't have to go shopping around for all those things and the items.
It's a fun idea.
That is fun. All right, next category: vegan food gifts. Ice cream pints. So just a pint of good old vegan ice cream. I guess you can ship that and it comes
I'm
frozen.
gonna say this is a bad one.
It is bad because the person needs to be aware of the thing, right? It would have to arrive right on time, or maybe just be an early gift. You don't like this one?
Mm-hmm. No, not a fan of the ice cream
because of the logistic problems. Or
Yeah,
you just don't want to.
It's just not, it's just not. I mean, maybe show up with it.
Yeah,
if you're showing up to
right
to someone's house, but I'm not going to ship it.
Could be a nice thing. Could be a nice thing to buy if you're into ice cream, but not a good gift. Hard to get. All right, gourmet vegan chocolates is number 8. Seems a little easier to do.
This is a good one.
Yeah. People give chocolates for Christmas.
Sure.
Okay, good. Number 9, similar vegan cheese subscription. You can get them from Srimu, which I believe is Julie Pyatt's brand, Rich Roll's wife. Rebel Cheese, who I've heard of but don't really know, and the Herbivorous Butcher, who's been around for a long time. So there you go, cheese subscription. That could be kind of cool. People, I don't know.
I like this.
Yeah,
I would too. I would get excited about this. Any of those subscriptions where it's something that like is a little bit. We did a coffee subscription. We had a podcast sponsor that was a coffee subscription, and then I got that gift for a while, and you just got a different type of coffee every month or something, every week. I don't know. And it was quite nice. Cheese would be the same. Would give me the same joy, I think.
Yeah. By the way, Blue Bottle, who does the pour thing, they also offer subscriptions. You can do them as gifts, little like 6-ounce bags for 3 months or whatever. That's a good gift. I've given that and gotten that gift, and it's a good one.
Yep.
So there you go. Yeah, I think the subscriptions, it's got to be like a good thought, like a thing that you get and you think about and appreciate. Coffee, vegan cheese,
not like a man box or something like that.
Right? No, not that. No. All right, vegan baked goods is the next one on this list. I guess Sticky Fingers is the only one of those that I know on the list there. Karma Baker, Giselle's Vegan Kitchen, Fox Ship Bakery. These all work. You can get the vegan baked goods shipped to people. I guess it's okay. And vegan sweets, gourmet vegan candy, same idea. We don't need to talk about the same thing. Yeah. Restaurant gift cards that give more. So I guess when you buy a gift card and it actually is worth more money. It says that give more. I don't know what that means. What does give more?
I don't know what that means either.
Hip City Veg, Veggie Grill, Native Foods are 3 examples of vegan chains offering gift cards right now. I don't know what more means. Maybe you spend 25 and you get 30 or something like that. All right, number 13, Let Us Grow. Lettuce grow, and it's like a garden in your house. That's vertical. Vertical hydroponic system. I mean, it's pretty neat.
I've seen these before, and I've always been intrigued by them.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool concept. I'm not knocking this as a gift idea. It might work for the right person. To me, I feel like you would always be empty because you'd always be harvesting like the lettuce before it's probably ready or picking at it.
That's a good point.
And like the herbs, are probably not going to grow to the level they would in the ground. So you're going to be picking them down. I just feel like you would always be like, you'd always be empty. And it's kind of this big thing that then sits in your house. But if you don't have access to a garden, maybe it's a good way to get some fresh grown stuff.
Yeah, that's a good point. My concern was the looks of it. Like it's just a large thing, and it's gonna be sort of a focal point of your whatever room it's in, unless you got like a big plant room. And so if it's not producing all the time and looking nice,
right,
it's gonna be an eyesore. That's the problem. But cool thing. Be nice to have just a ton of herbs.
Rivercat says my mom had an arrow garden and loved it.
We have an arrow garden. Cats are eating.
Yeah.
We have an arrow garden that's out in the garage. And it's useful for that. It's useful for herbs and things like that.
So what's the difference between an arrow garden and this?
Well, arrow garden can like sit on a small little table. It's not vertical. It just has a big light over it. This is a vertical thing. But it'd be cool. I think the trick is grow herbs where you're not gonna like take the whole plant at once the way you would with kale. Rather than those kind of veggies.
Okay, all right. Everyone is disagreeing with me here. Miss Jeffrey, I have a hydroponics kit, and those plants grow fast. Lady Draws a Lot says, I have an arrow garden and love it. Honestly, would love this thing. So there you go. I stand corrected. Good gift.
I don't know. It's a little big. It's a huge item.
It is big.
Let's see how much it costs. I mean, I think a nice little basic air garden could be better. This is a whole different level of like making a statement about design and stuff in your house.
Yeah, but the plants are cool, man.
Yeah, they are. They are. For an 18 plant farm stand, which might be the one in the picture. I'm not really sure. No, it's not. The one in the picture is $624. They don't say how big that is, but it's bigger than the 36 plant farm stand, which is also $624. So maybe it's the same size as that. For an 18 plant one, half the size of that, $399. It's not bad.
That ain't cheap.
It'll pay for itself after like 10 years of growing your own. All right.
Yeah, gardens are funny, man. Especially if you buy starters, it's like
it's expensive.
It's expensive.
Yeah. All right. Let's move quickly here through the rest. How many more do we have?
Vegan beauty and fashion gifts. We have the Immaculate Vegan clothing and accessories from. Gets cut off.
Well, it's Immaculate Vegan is the company, so maybe. Maybe they just need to remove
maybe the from is an errant from.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like they have purses and clothing. Cool.
Yep. Cool. Vegan.
Always a fan of vegan leather products.
Yeah, that's a nice thing. I mean, a lot of vegans don't have that, or in my case, probably yours too, Doug. You go vegan and then you don't want to like just throw away your shoes or your belt or your wallet or whatever, and then you always feel kind of weird using it, but you just keep it. So getting a new one gifted is a nice thing.
Definitely. We bought Katie a nice vegan purse a while back, and she loves it.
Next is Gooder sunglasses. These are popular in my household. Not for me. I don't wear sunglasses ever. But my wife, Erin, big fan of Gooder. I think they're pretty cheap. $25 here for these. And they look like, designer glasses, I guess. So my kids wear them too. Yeah, good glasses. First thing that's like not... Well, no, I guess a lot of the stuff isn't necessarily vegan related. But...
Right.
I mean, all glasses are going to be vegan. But whatever. Good gift. All right. Hurrah, lip balm. Like lip smackers. Remember lip smackers, Doug? You used to go in Bath and Body Works, right? To get a gift for your girlfriend or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
How many
different flavors, different colors.
I mean, that was, if you had a girlfriend in like middle school, that was where you went to Bath and Body Works or the Body Shop to get the gift. You're getting a scented candle.
No doubt about it.
Or something like
lotion,
that.
Some sort of lotion.
I mean, you're just clueless as to what you give a girl at that age, and that's where you go, because seems like, who could hate a candle?
Who can hate a candle? Who can hate an overly fragranced lotion, or some lip smackers? Right.
So lip smackers is probably the same way, and in this case, hurrah is your lip balm. So if you're in middle school looking for a girlfriend gift or boyfriend gift or whatever, you could do this. All right.
River Cat Kate says Dr. Pepper was the best lip smacker.
Yeah,
I believe it.
I remember that one. I remember seeing that.
Oh, you remember kissing it is what you remember.
All right. Number 17, vegan handbag. So that's just different from vegan clothing and accessories. I guess you can get that at Immaculate or whatever. But this is specifically a handbag from Matt and Nat or Gunas. And nice handbags.
Matt and Nat. I looked at some stuff of theirs last Christmas. Ended up not getting it, but like their stuff a lot.
What are you looking for? Like a nice messenger bag for yourself, or this for Katie?
I can't remember. It was for Katie. It was a bag, some sort of bag for Katie.
Yeah, they look nice. I wouldn't have a use for a bag, but why not? All right, next, cozy vegan gifts. We're gonna move faster. The Elephant Project stuffed animals. Good snuggly elephant if you want one. Gives back to charity or whatever, so that's a good thing. Unhide blanket. Give the gift of cozy with a luxurious, velvety, soft, oversized unhide blanket. Plant-based textiles. So that's cool. Conscious Step socks. So basically, it's give clothing or blankets or whatever that also go to a good cause or are ethically sustainably made. People appreciate that. People like that kind of stuff. Self-care gifts. The Earth Love box. Curated vegan and cruelty-free package. Winter holiday box, for example, has luxurious body balm, all natural candle. Hey, this would have been perfect in middle school. All natural candle, plus pillow and more.
No, not scented enough, I don't think.
22, Pottery with a Purpose kit. That's the company name, I think. Pottery with a Purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And DIY at-home pottery kit. Wow.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah, that is kind of fun. I mean, that'd be especially fun for like a kid who can tolerate homemade pottery. But not a bad idea. I'm guessing you're not getting a wheel or anything like that sent to you. It's probably just some clay, right?
Probably.
That you shape to your heart's desire. And then we got the Veg News gifts. The Veg News Guide to Being a Fabulous Vegan. I didn't even know this existed. By Jasmine Singer and the Veg News Magazine. Look good, feel good, do good in 30 days. I think I did know about this. So there's that. Then there's the Veg News Magazine subscription. You can go do that. Get the actual magazine. We used to get Veg News. I like getting Veg News when we did. It was nice to leaf through.
Britters, fan of the hurrah. How do you say
hurrah?
It?
That's the lip hum.
Hurrah.
Hurrah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know, Britters.
There you go. I think those are some good gifts. Nice
I
job.
do too. Good list.
Tanya.
Good list. Nice job, Tanya. All right. That's it. Little long show today. Enjoy it because I think the next two are going to be really, really short. We used up, the gift guide. That's all that. Well, that's Thursday's show planned, but we did it today. So now I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow and the next day. Hopefully there will be some stuff coming out, but who knows? We will find out. Anything else? Any other words, Doug, before we sign off?
Yeah. One other word. I meant to do this at the beginning.
All right.
Your hatred towards microwave nachos got a lot of traction in the Discord.
Did
including causing people to go make them in spite of to spite you, or
is that right?
in spite of you, or whatever. Yeah.
Wow.
So
it wasn't positive traction. People weren't generally agreeing.
No.
All right, we'll have to get in there.
And actually, funny enough, we made them over the weekend, in part because we were like just wanting a little bit of a snack. We had a really early dinner before Holly Jolly came home. What are we gonna have? And I was thinking about all those Discord messages, and I said, you know what, microwave nachos. Let's do it. We did it. It was great.
I actually somehow thought about this over the weekend, and I thought I bet Doug's not gonna make those for a long time. Now that I reminded him that it's not acceptable for an adult to eat that kind of food.
You're shaming me into
an adult nutrition influencer person who's respected for his nutrition views. You can't eat that stuff and talk about it. If you're gonna eat it, just don't say that you're gonna have it. But I guess that's not your brand. Bianca, she's into it. That makes sense.
She's
Bianca,
into it.
She eats the same way you do.
Britters is team microwave nachos too. And Miss Jeffrey, I don't microwave, but I air fry my nachos. See, that's a good way to do it. I should do that next time.
Yeah. Okay.
Am I a nutrition influencer, man? I don't know about that.
I don't either. You know, I did last night we mentioned you at the table. I made a chili that my daughter had at her sleepover. She had a sleepover on Friday. I drove to Asheville for it. Turned out her friend got sick, so the sleepover was kind of a bust. So we drove home the next day, and which we were going to anyway. But she just wasn't there as long as she planned. But she had this chili that she loved, and she said we crushed the corn chips and put them right in. Like that's what they do in their house. And so I got the chili recipe because I wanted to make this chili. We got the corn chips, and sorry, lost you on Instagram there. And came time table. And I even think I was okay, we'll just put these chips in there along with the cashew cheese. We got to the table, everyone reached, crumbled them up, and I said, you know what? I just can't do it. I'm just gonna have a little side plate of the chips, and I'm gonna dip them in now and then. But I said this is a Doug move, and that's why I'm not doing it, because I just can't eat that way. I'm not doing that. I don't mix.
What is wrong with that? What is it that
who wants to have soggy? They're not meant for that. They're meant for eating, like crunching and dipping in a salsa. Maybe it doesn't go. You don't mix foods all up just because you can.
I mean, the putting crackers or chips or something like that on soup is like a very common thing. Clam chowder, with the little, I don't even know what those things are called, but
oyster
cracker things.
Oyster
crackers. Yeah. I mean, like that's like as old as time.
I know. You're right. That is. And maybe I would do that if it was traditional. I don't know. I can admit this is something, as I'm getting older, I'm getting more and more just stuck in my ways of not.
You know what I think it is? I think it's you associated it with me. And
that's what it was. I said that. I said this is a Doug thing. I'm not doing that.
Eat the way Doug eats.
Right.
You'll never have microwave nachos again, only because I said that.
Right.
I had.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Eller's going to be cooking up some microwave nachos one day, and they're going to look real good, and they're going to smell really good. You're not going to try them though, because
that's right. I have to exert willpower and say I'm not doing that. I'm just not going down that road.
we've worked together for a long time now, and I think your hatred of me grows by the day.
No, it doesn't. It's not hatred. It's just I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
No, it's the judgment of your eating habit. That's all it is.
Okay, a judgment of me. Yeah, okay, that's it. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it. Hour-long show today. There you go. 1/3 of an extra show for the week, basically, for you who want a Friday show. Do that 3 times, and you got your Friday show throughout the week. All right.
All right.
Thanks for showing up, everyone. Again, hit that like button, please. It helped us. It really did.
Yes.
So please do that. If you're on there right now, I see 19 people currently here. Just go click the button. There better be 19 likes in there when I check it in 2 minutes from now, or I'm going to know someone didn't do it. So please do that. And also for the podcast people, please go to youtube.com/No Meat Athlete. You can subscribe. You can turn on notifications, whatever it is you do there. And then maybe you'll catch one of these episodes or watch a replay of it on there.
Yeah.
And then hit the like button because it matters. It really helps us. And if you want a Friday show, making the shows a lot more valuable in terms of attracting audience will make us more likely to want to do a Friday show.
That's right.
Okay. Thanks, everyone. This was fun. We'll be back.
Bye, everybody.